My name is Abigail, and I'm 34. 15 years ago, I stood in a white dress, promising forever to Aaron. Tonight, in our quiet Ohio kitchen, I sip chamomile tea, staring at a text from his mistress Sienna, lighting up his phone. My heart should be racing, but it's calm. Too calm. Tucked in my pocket is our wedding photo, faded and creased. In my bag, an envelope holds a truth that'll change everything. A DNA test. Have you ever held a secret that could unravel a life? If this hits home, give it a like. Where are you watching from? Subscribe to hear how I faced betrayal. Winter in Ohio wraps our house in a brittle chill, the kind that seeps into your bones. I'm Abigail, 34, standing in the glow of Harper's 10th birthday party. Balloons bob against the ceiling and kids shriek over a piñata in the living room. My sister Bethany is frosting cupcakes, her laugh cutting through the noise. But Aaron's chair at the dining table sits empty. He texted an hour ago, something about a client dinner. I check my phone again. Nothing. My stomach twists, but I paste on a smile for Harper, who's tearing into a gift from her best friend. The party hums along, all sugar and chaos. I'm slicing cake when Bethany leans in, her voice low. He's never missed her birthday, Abby. You sure he's working? Her eyes sharp like our moms pin me. I shrug, brushing it off. He's just busy. You know how it is. But her words lodge in my chest, heavy as the snow piling up outside. Harper runs over her ponytail, bouncing, and tugs my sleeve. Where's Daddy? He said he'd be here for the candles. Her voice is small, and I feel my throat tighten. I kneel, brushing a curl from her face. He's stuck at work, sweetie. He'll make it up to you. She nods, but her eyes dim, and she scampers back to her friends. I stand gripping the counter, willing myself to believe my own lie. Later, after the kids are gone and Harper's upstairs, I'm folding paper plates into the trash when I notice Aaron's coat slung over a chair. It's the wool one he wears to meetings, smelling faintly of his cologne. I reach to hang it up, and something crinkles in the pocket. My fingers close around a crumpled receipt. I smooth it out under the kitchen light. It's from a jewelry store downtown, dated last week. A necklace, $300. My breath catches. I haven't worn anything new in years. My anniversary gift was a coffee maker, practical and cold. I sink into a chair, the receipt trembling in my hand. Aaron's been distant, sure, but this, my mind races, conjuring excuses. Maybe it's for his mom or a client's wife. But deep down, I know better. Bethany's voice echoes. You sure he's working? I shove the paper into my pocket, my pulse loud in my ears. The house feels too quiet now, the party's warmth gone. When Aaron slips in past midnight, I'm still awake, sitting in the dark living room. His keys jangle as he kicks off his shoes. Long day, he mutters, not looking at me. I stand, my voice steady despite the churn in my gut. Harper missed you. Where were you? He sighs, loosening his tie. I told you, client stuff. Don't start, Abby. His tone is sharp, like I'm the one who's wrong. I pull out the receipt, holding it up. What's this? His eyes flicker, but he doesn't miss a beat. Some work thing. A gift for a colleague's retirement. Why are you digging through my stuff? His words are smooth, practiced. I want to push to demand answers, but his gaze makes me feel small, like I'm overreacting. It's nothing, I mumble, folding the receipt away. He heads upstairs, leaving me alone with the hum of the fridge. The next morning, Bethany stops by with coffee, her toddler in tow. Harper's at school, and the house is a mess of streamers and wrapping paper. She sets the cups down, studying me. You look like hell. What's going on? I hesitate, then show her the receipt. Her jaw tightens. Abby. This isn't nothing. You need to talk to him. Really talk. I shake my head, my voice thin. He said it's for work. I trust him. But the words taste like ash. Bethany's face softens, but her voice doesn't. I've been where you are. My ex started with late meetings too. Don't wait until it's too late. Her words sting, and I snap back. It's not the same. Aaron's not like that. She sighs, picking up her kid's toy truck off the floor. I hope you're right. But Harper deserves better than a dad who's half here. She leaves, and I'm left staring at the coffee, her warning clawing at me. That night I find Harper's sketchbook on the couch. She's always drawing little worlds of her own. I flip it open expecting unicorns or superheroes. Instead, it's a family portrait, me, her, and Bethany smiling under a bright sun. Aaron's nowhere in it. My chest aches, the receipt burning a hole in my pocket. I close the book, my hands shaking. Something's wrong, and I can't keep pretending it's not. The next few days blur into a haze of routine. I'm Abigail, 34, trying to hold it together in our Ohio home. Harper's at school, and I'm scrubbing dishes, the receipt still hidden in my dresser. Aaron's been home more, but it's worse somehow. He's all charm, bringing home pizza, joking with Harper about her math homework. It's like he's trying to erase the cracks I saw. I want to believe it's real, but my gut churns every time he smiles. At work, I'm distracted, misfiling papers at the library where I manage circulation. My coworker Natalie notices, pulling me aside during a lull. "You okay, Abby? You're a million miles away." Her voice is warm, but I dodge, muttering about a headache. She doesn't push, just hands me a stack of returns. I shelve books, their familiar weight grounding me, but my mind keeps drifting to that necklace, to Harper's drawing. That evening, I'm folding laundry when Aaron's phone buzzes on the counter. He's in the shower and the screen lights up with a notification. I hesitate, my fingers hovering. I've never snooped before, but Bethany's words echo, and the receipt's weight feels heavier every day. I swipe it open. No password. My heart pounds as I scroll to his messages. There's a thread with someone named Sienna. Just a few words show, "Can't wait for tomorrow." My mouth goes dry. I click, but the chat's mostly deleted, only vague plans about meeting at a bar. I set the phone down, my hands cold. When Aaron comes downstairs toweling his hair, I'm back at the laundry pretending nothing's wrong. He grabs a beer, oblivious, and flops onto the couch. "You're quiet tonight," he says, not looking up from the TV. I force a smile, my voice tight. "Just tired." He nods like that's enough. I want to scream to demand who Sienna is, but fear chokes me. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm right? The next morning I call Bethany. She's at her diner job, but she steps outside when she hears my voice. I found something, I say, barely above a whisper. A text. Someone named Sienna. She's quiet for a second, then firm. "Abby, you can't ignore this. Check his email, his car, something. You deserve the truth." I balk, my stomach twisting. "I can't do that. It's not me." She sighs, frustrated. "Then you're choosing to stay blind. For Harper's sake, wake up." She hangs up, and I'm left staring at the phone, her words cutting deeper than I want to admit. I try to focus on Harper. She's practicing for a school play, all nervous energy as she memorizes lines. I help her rehearse, sitting cross-legged on her bedroom floor. Her room smells like lavender from a candle she loves. "Mom, do you think Dad'll come to the play?" she asks, her eyes hopeful. I swallow hard, picturing Aaron's empty chair at her birthday. "I'll make sure he knows it's important," I say, but my voice wavers. She doesn't notice, launching into her next line, but I feel like I'm failing her. That night I can't sleep. Aaron's snoring beside me, his arm flung across the bed like nothing's wrong. I slip downstairs, the house creaking under my steps. In the kitchen I pour a glass of water, staring out at the snow-dusted yard. The receipt, the text, Harper's drawing, they're pieces of a puzzle I don't want to solve. But Bethany's right. Harper deserves better. I deserve better. I set the glass down, my resolve hardening. Tomorrow, I'll look closer. I'll find out who Sienna is, even if it breaks me. Spring in Ohio feels like a tease, all budding trees and false promises. I'm Abigail, 34, standing in our garage, the air thick with motor oil and betrayal. It's late, and I'm clutching Aaron's phone, my thumb frozen over a call log. Sienna's number glows on the screen, a call from last night, 2 hours long. He was supposedly at a work conference, but I heard him out here, his voice low, laughing in a way he hasn't with me in years. My chest burns, but I can't look away. I slip back inside the house, dark except for Harper's nightlight spilling down the hall. I should confront him, but my legs feel like lead. Instead, I tuck the phone into his gym bag, exactly where I found it. Morning comes and Aaron's all business sipping coffee, scrolling emails. You sleep okay? He asks, barely glancing up. I nod, my throat tight, and busy myself with Harper's lunch. Her plays tonight, and I'm clinging to normalcy like a lifeline. At the library, I'm shelving returns when Natalie swings by, her apron dusted with flour from the bakery next door. You're pale, Abby. Spill it. Her eyes are kind but relentless. I hesitate, then whisper about the call log. Her face hardens. You saw him with someone, didn't you? I shake my head, but her words spark an idea. I need proof, something I can't ignore. After my shift, I drive to the coffee shop Aaron mentioned last week, a trendy spot downtown with big windows. I park across the street, feeling ridiculous like some TV detective. I'm about to leave when I see them. Aaron and a woman, Sienna, I assume, at a corner table. She's all sleek hair and sharp cheekbones, her hand brushing his as they laugh over lattes. My stomach lurches. He looks at her the way he used to look at me back when we'd stay up talking about dreams and babies. I grip the steering wheel, my knuckles white. A passerby glances at me and I realize I'm crying, hot tears streaking my face. I drive home, my mind a fog. Harper's at rehearsal, and the house is too quiet. I pour a glass of wine, my hands shaking, and open my laptop. I shouldn't, but I search Sienna's name. Her social media pops up, public and polished. Marketing exec. Yoga enthusiast. And there, a recent post, a mirror selfie, her hand cradling a small baby bump. The caption reads, "New adventures await." My glass slips, wine splashing across the table. She's pregnant. Aaron's been lying for months, maybe years. I'm still staring at the screen when Harper bursts in, her costume glitter catching the light. Mom, you're coming tonight, right? Her voice is bright, oblivious. I force a smile, wiping my eyes. Wouldn't miss it, kiddo. She chatters about her lines and I nod, barely hearing. All I can see is Sienna's smug smile, Aaron's hand on hers. I tuck Harper in later, her face peaceful in sleep, and vow to protect her from this mess. But how when I'm falling apart? I'm Abigail, 34, sitting in the dim auditorium, Harper's school play unfolding on stage. Her voice carries strong and clear as she delivers her lines. I clap too loud, trying to drown out the image of Sienna's baby bump burned into my mind. Aaron's seat beside me is empty. He promised Harper he'd be here, but his car never pulled into the lot. My hands twist the program, the paper creasing under my grip. The other parents' whispers feel like accusations, their pity stinging worse than the truth. After the curtain falls, Harper bounds over, her face flushed with pride. Did you see me, Mom? Was I good? I pull her into a hug, her glittery costume scratching my cheek. You were amazing, sweetie. But her eyes search past me, hopeful, then dim. Dad didn't come, did he? I swallow, my voice thin. He got held up. He's so proud, though. She nods, but her shoulders slump, and I hate myself for lying. At home, I tuck Harper in, her eyelids heavy. I linger in her doorway, the house too still. Aaron's jacket hangs on the rack, mocking me with its normalcy. I pour another glass of wine, my third, and sink onto the couch. The laptop sits on the coffee table, Sienna's profile still open. I scroll deeper, each post a knife. Her life looks perfect, all brunches and ambition, while mine crumbles. I slam the screen shut, my breath ragged. The front door clicks open and Aaron steps in, loosening his tie. Play go okay? He asks, casual. Like he didn't break his daughter's heart. I stand, my voice low but sharp. Where were you? She waited for you. He sighs, tossing his keys on the counter. Work ran late, Abby. I told you things are hectic. His eyes don't meet mine, and I feel the lie like a slap. I step closer, my hands trembling. Hectic with Sienna. The name slips out raw and reckless. His face freezes just for a second, then he laughs, cold and dismissive. You're losing it. Sienna's a coworker. Stop making things up. My chest tightens, his words gaslighting the air out of me. I want to scream about the coffee shop, her pregnancy, but my voice catches. He brushes past me, heading upstairs. I'm done with this, he mutters. The bedroom door shuts, and I'm alone, the wine glass shaking in my hand. I don't sleep. At dawn, I'm still on the couch, the house creaking around me. Aaron's up early packing a bag. I watch from the hallway, my heart pounding. "What's that for?" I ask, my voice barely audible. He doesn't look up. "I need space, Abby. I'm not happy. I want a divorce." The words hit like a freight train, each syllable crushing something inside me. He zips the bag, his face blank. "I'll stay at a hotel. We'll figure out the details later." He leaves without another word, the door slamming shut. I sink to the floor, my knees buckling. Harper's still asleep, oblivious to the bomb that just dropped. I clutch my phone, my thumb hovering over Natalie's number, but I can't call. Shame chokes me. I've been a fool clinging to a man who's already gone. Sienna's baby bump flashes in my mind, and I wonder if that's why he's leaving, if he's building a new life while ours burns. The thought is a weight I can't carry, but it's all I have left. I'm Abigail, 34, standing in our Ohio kitchen, the summer heat pressing against the windows. Aaron's been gone a week, his absence a ghost in every room. I'm folding Harper's laundry when the doorbell rings. A mail carrier hands me a plain envelope, no return address. My name scrawled in unfamiliar ink. Inside, a single sheet of floral stationery, the kind my mom used to love. The words hit like a punch. Sienna's baby isn't his. Ask her about Greg. My hands shake, the paper crinkling. I read it again, my mind racing. Greg? Who's Greg? The anonymity feels like a trap, but it's also a spark igniting something I've buried under grief. Harper's at a friend's, so I'm alone pacing the living room. I call Natalie, my voice unsteady. "Someone sent me a letter. It says the baby's not Aaron's." She's quiet, then firm. "You need to find out Abby. Now." Her urgency pulls me upright, but I'm terrified of what's next. At the library, I'm useless reshelving books, wrong my thoughts on that letter. During my break, I search Greg online, cross-referencing Sienna's posts. A name pops up, Greg Carson, her boss at the marketing firm. His LinkedIn photo shows a smug grin, all polished suits and confidence. My stomach twists. Is this the truth? Or am I chasing shadows? I save his profile, my fingers trembling. Back home, I dig through Aaron's desk, desperate for anything tying him to Sienna or Greg. Nothing but old receipts and a photo of Harper, her smile slicing through me. That evening, I drive to Harper's school to pick her up from art club. Her teacher, Mrs. Joyce, pulls me aside. Her face soft but serious. "Harper's been quiet lately, Abigail. She drew a picture today, just her and you. No dad." My throat tightens. I nod, promising to talk to her, but inside I'm crumbling. Harper climbs into the car, chattering about paint colors, oblivious to my turmoil. I grip the wheel, the letter's words looping in my head. Not his. Later, I'm tucking Harper in when she grabs my hand. "Is Dad coming back?" Her voice is small and I freeze. I want to lie to shield her, but I can't. "I don't know, sweetie. But we're okay, you and me." She nods, but her eyes are wet, and I feel like a failure. Back downstairs, I pour coffee, the mug warming my hands. The letter sits on the counter, taunting me. I need answers, but confronting Aaron feels impossible. He's already rewritten our story, painting me as the problem. The next morning, I'm at the lawyer's office, a sterile room smelling of paper and ink. I'm signing divorce papers, my pen scratching out the life I built. The lawyer, a kind woman named Ellen, slides the forms across. "You're sure about this?" she asks. I nod, my face blank, but inside I'm screaming. Aaron's at some hotel, probably with Sienna, while I'm here erasing us. I leave the signed papers in my bag, feeling like I've lost everything. At home, I'm unloading groceries when my phone buzzes. It's Bethany, her voice sharp. "Abby, you didn't tell me you signed. Why didn't you fight?" I snap back, my voice breaking. "Fight for what?" "He's gone, Beth." She softens, but I hang up, too raw to talk. The letter's still on the counter, its floral edge curling. I grab at my pulse loud. I can't keep running from this. I need to know the truth, even if it breaks me. The summer air in Ohio feels suffocating, like it's pressing down on my chest. I'm Abigail, 34, sitting in my car outside our house, the engine off, the floral letter crumpled in my lap. My hands won't stop shaking. I've been staring at Aaron's old toothbrush on the passenger seat, its bristles worn from years of use. It's a ridiculous thing to fixate on, but it's my only way to test the truth about Sienna's baby. I feel like a thief plotting something I can't undo. Inside, I tuck the toothbrush into a Ziploc bag, my movements mechanical. Harper's at a sleepover and the silence amplifies every creak of the floorboards. I find a strand of her hair on her pillow, delicate and dark, and add it to another bag. My heart pounds as I package them for the DNA lab, following instructions from a website I found at 2 a.m. I'm not even sure what I'm hoping for, but the letter's words drive me, not his. I mail the samples, my hands clammy at the post office counter. Days crawl by, each one heavier. I'm at the library sorting returns when Mrs. Joyce calls again. Harper's acting out. She says, her voice gentle but firm. She snapped at a classmate today. Is everything okay at home? I mumble something about stress, promising to handle it, but my voice cracks. I hang up, my throat burning. Harper's hurting and I'm failing her, chasing ghosts instead of being her mom. I want to call Bethany, but our last fight left a bruise and I'm too raw to face her judgment. That night I'm cooking spaghetti. The steam rising in clouds when Aaron texts. Need to talk. Can I come by? My stomach drops. I agree, telling myself it's for Harper. He shows up an hour later, his hair mussed, his eyes tired, but not sorry. We sit at the kitchen table, the same one where we planned our future. I'm moving forward with Sienna, he says, his voice flat. She's pregnant, Abby. I want to be there for her. The room spins, his words a blade twisting in my gut. I grip the table, my voice barely a whisper. You're choosing her over us. He leans back, his face hard. You signed the papers. You let this go. Don't act surprised now. His cruelty stuns me, like he's rewritten our marriage into my fault. I want to tell him about the letter, the test, but my tongue feels glued. He stands, grabbing his keys. I'll see Harper this weekend. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. The door shuts, and I'm left with the hiss of boiling water. The next morning, I'm dropping Harper off at school when I see Sienna's car in town, parked outside a boutique. She steps out, her sundress tight over her bump, laughing with a friend. I freeze, my hands tight on the steering wheel. She looks so sure of herself, like she's already won. Harper's voice pulls me back. Mom, you're squeezing my hand. I loosen my grip, forcing a smile, but my eyes burn. Sienna's laugh echoes in my head, mocking everything I've lost. Back home, I check the mail, my heart stopping at a thick envelope from the lab. It's too soon, but there it is, my name typed in cold black ink. I tear it open, my breath shallow. The results are clear. Harper's DNA matches Aaron's, but there's a note about a second sample request pending. My mind reels. The letter was right, Sienna's baby might not be his. But Aaron's words, his cold dismissal. Sienna's confidence. They're a wall I can't climb. I sink to the floor, the papers scattered, my world shattered with no way to fix it. The Ohio summer clings to me, humid and relentless. I'm Abigail, 34, sitting at my kitchen table, the DNA results spread out like a map of my ruin. The lab confirmed it, Sienna's baby isn't Aaron's. The words blur as I read them again, my coffee cold in its mug. For weeks I've been drowning in his lies, but this truth feels like a lifeline, sharp and dangerous. I'm done being the fool. Today I start fighting back for Harper, for me. I tuck the results into a folder, my hands steady for the first time in months. Natalie's voice echoes from our last call. Find out more, Abby. She's right. I need to know everything before I face Aaron. I search online for a private investigator, landing on Marcus, a local guy with a no-frills website and decent reviews. His office is a short drive tucked above a laundromat, the air thick with detergent and cigarette smoke. Marcus is gruff, mid-50s with a handshake like iron. What's the job, he asks, leaning back in a creaky chair. I slide the letter and DNA results across his desk, my voice low. My husband's leaving me for her. This says the baby's not his. I need to know about Sienna and someone named Greg. He scans the papers, his eyes narrowing. This could get messy. You sure? I nod, my jaw tight. I'm sure. He quotes a price and I hand over my credit card. My savings dwindling, but my resolve solid. Back home, I'm sorting Harper's school supplies when Bethany calls. Abby, you okay? You've been ghosting me. Her worry softens me, but I'm not ready to share. Just busy, I say, dodging. She pushes her voice sharp. You can't keep shutting me out. Harper needs you strong. I bristle, my patience thin. I'm trying, Beth. Let me handle this. She sighs, and we hang up, the distance between us aching. I hate how her doubt mirrors my own, but I'm not turning back. That evening, I'm helping Harper with her science project, gluing planets to a poster board. She's quiet, her usual chatter gone. Mom, are you and Dad fighting? She asks, not looking up. My heart twists. I set down the glue stick, choosing my words. We're figuring things out, sweetie. But I'm here always. She nods, but her eyes are distant, and I feel the weight of her trust slipping. I vow to protect her no matter what Marcus finds. Marcus calls the next day, his voice clipped. Got something. Sienna's been cozy with her boss, Greg Carson, for months. Late nights, private dinners. I'm digging deeper, but it's looking solid. My pulse races, the name Greg igniting the letter's spark. I thank him, my mind already racing to the next step. Aaron thinks he's one celebrating with Sienna while I fade away. But I'm not invisible anymore. I'm building a plan, and it starts with the truth. The Ohio summer hums with cicadas, their drone matching the buzz in my chest. I'm Abigail, 34, standing in my bedroom, the DNA results locked in a drawer. Marcus's call about Sienna and Greg has lit a fire I can't ignore. I'm done being the woman who waits, who hopes for scraps of truth. Tonight I'll face Aaron, not with tears, but with proof. I pull out the dress he always loved, a deep blue number from our early years. It's snug now, but I slip it on a quiet defiance. I drive to Harper's soccer practice, the field alive with kids and parents. She's kicking drills, her ponytail swinging, and I watch from the bleachers, grounding myself. Natalie texts, checking in. You doing this? I reply. Yes, tonight. Her response is quick. You've got this. I smile, her faith steadying me. After practice, I drop Harper at Bethany's, dodging her questions with a vague work thing. Her eyes narrow, but she lets it go, kissing Harper's forehead. Back home, I print Marcus's report. A thin stack of damning details, Sienna's late-night texts to Greg, hotel receipts, a blurry photo of them at a bar. I slide it into an envelope with the DNA results, my hands calm but deliberate. The restaurant where I'll confront them is our old favorite, a cozy Italian place with candlelit tables. Aaron took me there for anniversaries back when love felt real. Now it's where he flaunts Sienna. The irony fuels me. I call Marcus for a final check. Anything else? I ask, my voice steady. He hesitates, then says, Greg's married. His wife doesn't know. Be careful, Abigail. This could blow up. I thank him, my resolve unshaken. Greg's marriage isn't my fight, but it's another crack in Sienna's perfect facade. I tuck the envelope into my purse, its weight a promise. I'm not just exposing Aaron, I'm reclaiming my voice. At the library, I'm covering an evening shift, my mind half on the plan. A patron, an older woman named Ruth, chats about her divorce decades ago. I wish I'd stood up sooner, she says, her eyes distant. Her words hit hard like a mirror to my past silence. I nod, shelving her books, and feel a shift inside. This isn't just about Aaron or Sienna. It's about me choosing who I'll be when the dust settles. I leave work early, the sky bruising purple. At home, I touch up my makeup, not for him, but for me. The mirror shows a woman I haven't seen in years, her eyes fierce despite the lines. I grab my purse and head out, the restaurant's address punched into my GPS. My phone buzzes, Bethany again. I don't answer. She tried to talk me out of this, worried about Harper, but I'm past hesitation. Harper deserves a mother who fights. Pulling into the restaurant lot, I spot Aaron's car parked carelessly across two spaces. My heart thuds, but I breathe deep, the envelope a shield in my hand. The hostess greets me, her smile too bright. I scan the room, my pulse loud. There they are, Aaron and Sienna at a corner table, wine glasses glinting. He's laughing, his hand on hers, oblivious to the storm I'm about to unleash. I straighten my heels, clicking on the tile, and walk toward them, my face a mask of calm. The restaurant's warm glow feels like a lie, the clink of glasses a distant hum. I'm Abigail, 34, standing at Aaron and Sienna's table, my blue dress catching the candlelight. Their laughter dies as I set my purse down, my voice steady. Congratulations on your freedom, Aaron. I slide the envelope across the table, its paper stark against the red cloth. Aaron's eyes narrow, but Sienna smirks, leaning back. What's this, Abby? A goodbye note? Her tone drips with mockery, and I feel my pulse spike. I don't answer, just nod at the envelope. Aaron hesitates, then tears it open, pulling out the DNA results and Marcus's report. His face pales as he scans the pages, the words sinking in. Sienna's baby isn't his. Sienna snatches the papers, her nails sharp, her smirk gone. This is nonsense, she snaps, but her voice wavers, her eyes darting to Aaron. He's frozen, staring at the lab seal, his jaw tight. The room feels smaller, the jazz music swelling in my ears. I stand tall, my hands clasped to hide their tremble. Read it all, I say, my voice low. Greg's name comes up a lot. Sienna's face flushes, and she shoves the papers back at Aaron. She's lying. This is fake. But Aaron's not listening, his eyes locked on the report, tracing the evidence of her dinners with Greg, the hotel receipts. His silence is louder than any shout. A waitress, Lila, pauses nearby her tray, balanced, her eyes wide with curiosity. She's young, maybe 20, her apron stained with marinara. Our gazes meet, and I see a flicker of recognition, like she's seen this kind of pain before. I nod slightly and she moves on, but her presence grounds me. The other diners are starting to glance over their murmurs, a soft buzz. I don't care. This isn't about them. It's about the truth finally laid bare. Aaron looks up, his voice hoarse. Abby, how did you get this? There's no anger, just a raw edge I've never heard. I don't flinch. Does it matter? It's real. Sienna stands her chair, scraping her purse clutched tight. You're pathetic, she hisses at me, but her eyes are wild, betraying her panic. She storms toward the exit, her heels clicking fast, leaving Aaron alone with the wreckage. He slumps back, the papers crumpled in his fist. Why now? He mutters almost to himself. I could tell him about the letter, the nights I spent unraveling his lies, but I don't. Instead, I pick up my purse, my voice calm. You wanted out. Now you know what you're leaving. I turn to go, my heart pounding, but his hand shoots out, grabbing my wrist. Wait, Abby. We need to talk. His grip is desperate, his eyes pleading, but I feel nothing but the weight of years wasted. I pull free, my skin tingling where he touched me. The restaurant spins, the candles blurring into streaks of light. Lila's watching from the bar, her face soft with something like respect. I walk out, the night air hitting me like a slap, my breath shallow. Aaron's voice calls after me, but I don't turn back. In my car, I grip the wheel. The envelope's absence, a void in my purse. I've shattered their world, but mine's still broken, and the pieces cut deeper than I expected. I'm Abigail, 34, driving through Ohio's late summer dusk, the restaurant fading in my rear view. My hands are steady on the wheel, but inside I'm unraveling. The envelope's gone, its truth now, Aaron's burden. I pull into our driveway, the house dark except for a porch light flickering. Harper's still at Bethany's, and the quiet feels like a judgment. I sit in the car, my breath fogging the window, replaying Aaron's desperate grip. Sienna's fleeing heels. I won, but it tastes like ash. Inside, I kick off my shoes, the hardwood cool under my feet. The kitchen clock ticks, each second heavy. My phone buzzes, Natalie asking how it went. I don't answer. I'm not ready to voice what I've done, what it cost. I pour water the glass cold against my palm and sit at the table where I signed away our marriage. The victory I expected isn't here. Just a hollow ache. Harper's backpack lies by the door, a reminder of the life I'm fighting for. I picture her face, her questions about her dad, and my chest tightens. She'll be home soon, and I'll have to explain why I was gone, why her world keeps shifting. I head upstairs, pausing at her room. Her bed is unmade, a stuffed bear slumped against the pillow. I smooth the blanket, a small act of control in a life spinning loose. The doorbell jolts me. It's Bethany dropping Harper off early. Harper runs in, hugging me, her hair smelling of lavender shampoo. "Did you finish your work thing?" she asks, her eyes bright. I nod, forcing a smile. "All done, sweetie." Bethany lingers, her gaze searching. "You look wrecked, Abby. What happened?" I shake my head, my voice low. "Not now." She frowns, but doesn't push, squeezing my shoulder before leaving. Harper's chatter fills the house as she unpacks her bag, showing me a friendship bracelet from her cousin. I listen, nodding, but my mind's elsewhere. Then a soft knock at the door. It's Aaron, his face drawn, his shirt untucked. Harper's upstairs, thankfully. "Abby," he starts, his voice cracking. "Is it true? About Greg?" His eyes beg for a lie, but I'm done sparing him. "You read the proof," I say, my tone flat. "Ask Sienna." He steps closer, his hands open like he's reaching for something lost. "I didn't know. I thought—" He trails off, his shoulders slumping. "I don't move, don't soften. You chose her, Aaron. Live with it." He nods slow, like he's absorbing a blow, then turns to leave. The door clicks shut, and I'm alone again, the silence louder than his pleas. Harper calls from upstairs, needing help with homework. I climb the steps, each one heavier. She's at her desk, pencils scattered, her brow furrowed over math. "Is Dad okay?" she asks, not looking up. My heart stops. She must have heard him. I sit beside her, choosing truth over comfort. "He's figuring things out like us. But we're enough, you and me." Her eyes meet mine, uncertain but trusting, and I feel the weight of her faith. I tuck her in later, her breathing soft in the dark. Back downstairs, I stand by the window, the street empty under a street lamp's glow. Aaron's gone, Sienna's exposed, but I'm still here carrying the fallout. The fight I won tonight didn't fix us. It just laid bare how much we've lost. I close my eyes, my breath shallow, the truth settling like dust I can't sweep away. Fall in Ohio paints the trees in fiery reds, a quiet beauty that feels like a gift. I'm Abigail, 34, sitting in a therapist's office, the first time I've let someone pry into my heart. Diane's chair creaks as she leans forward, her notepad blank, her eyes kind but piercing. "What do you want for yourself, Abigail?" she asks. I pause, the question foreign. For years I've been Aaron's wife, Harper's mom. Myself, I'm not sure who that is anymore, but I'm starting to wonder. The room smells of lavender and old books, a comfort I didn't expect. I talk about the restaurant, the envelope, Aaron's broken expression. Not with anger, with a strange distance, like I'm recounting someone else's life. Diane nods, jotting a note. "You took back your power. How does that feel?" I fidget with my scarf, searching for words. "Like I'm waking up," I say finally. But I'm still scared of what's next. Driving home, the radio hums soft country, and I let it fill the silence. Harper's at school, and the house waits, no longer a battlefield. I stop at a nursery on impulse, the lot bursting with mums and pumpkins. I buy a tray of marigolds, their golden petals bright against the gray sky. At home, I kneel in the backyard, my hands in the dirt, planting them with Harper's old trowel. The earth is cool, grounding, and I feel a flicker of peace, like I'm building something new. Later, I'm sipping tea when Bethany knocks her coat, dusted with early frost. She steps inside, her face softer than I've seen in months. "I owe you an apology," she says, setting down a bag of apples from her neighbor's orchard. "I pushed too hard, doubted you. I was wrong." Her voice cracks, and I see the weight she's carried, her own scars from a broken marriage. I stand hugging her tight, her warmth a tether. "We're good," I whisper, "and we are." At the library, I'm training a new hire, a quiet girl named Sophie. She's nervous fumbling with the scanner, and I guide her gently surprised by my own patience. During a break, I check my email and find a message from my boss, a promotion to head librarian starting next month. The raise is small, but the title feels like a badge proof I'm more than the woman Erin left. I smile, tucking the phone away, my shoulders a little lighter. Harper comes home, her backpack slung low, and tugs me outside to see the marigolds. They're pretty. "Mom," she says, her fingers brushing the petals. We sit on the grass, the air crisp, and she tells me about a new friend at school, her voice bright with possibility. I listen, really listen, and feel the ache of the past soften just a fraction. I'm not whole yet, but I'm here breathing in this moment, and it's enough for now. The Ohio fall deepens, leaves crunching underfoot as evening settles. I'm Abigail, 34, standing in our backyard, the marigolds glowing faintly in the dusk. Harper's inside, humming over her homework, her voice a soft anchor. I'm different now, not healed, but steadier like a tree that's weathered a storm. Therapy with Diane has taught me to name my fears, to hold them without letting them rule. I'm learning to want things for myself, not just for Harper or the ghost of Erin. I walk to the park down the street, a place we used to visit as a family. The swings creak empty and I sit on a bench, my coat pulled tight against the chill. I used to imagine Erin here pushing Harper, his laugh mixing with hers. Now I see only the two of us building a life that's enough. I pull a small stone from my pocket, smooth and gray, picked up during a walk with Harper. I turn it over its weight, a quiet promise to keep going. At work, the promotion's demands are sinking in. I'm organizing a community book drive, my desk piled with flyers. Renee, a coworker, lingers nearby, her smile tight. "Big job, huh?" "Hope you're ready," she says, her tone clipped. I used to shrink from her edge, but now I meet her eyes. "I am," I say simply and turn back to my work. She walks away, and I feel a small victory, not in proving her wrong, but in standing firm. Later, I'm baking cookies with Harper, the kitchen warm with vanilla and sugar. She's giggling, sneaking chocolate chips, and I catch a glimpse of the girl she was before Erin left. "Can we plant more flowers next spring?" she asks, her hands dusted with flour. I nod, my heart full. "Anything you want, kiddo." We shape dough, our movements synced, and I realize we're writing a new story, one where we don't need him to be whole. That night, I'm sorting mail when a letter from Diane arrives, a handwritten note. "You're stronger than you know," it reads. I tuck it into a drawer, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. I don't need to fight anymore, not like I did. The restaurant, the envelope. Erin's shock, they're part of me, but they don't define me. I'm Abigail Harper's mom, a librarian, a woman finding her way. Before bed, I step outside, the stars sharp above. The air is cold, clean, and I breathe it in slow and deep. Harper's light glows upstairs, a beacon in the dark. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I'm not afraid of it. Not anymore. I close my eyes, the stones still in my pocket, and let the quiet wrap around me, soft as a prayer. Winter's first snow dusts Ohio, blanketing our street in quiet. I'm Abigail, 34, stringing lights on a small Christmas tree in our living room. Harper's beside me, untangling tinsel, her laughter soft and easy. This is our first holiday without Erin, and I expected it to hurt more, but it doesn't. Not like before. The house feels like ours now, filled with our rhythms, our warmth. I'm not the woman who crumbled last summer. I'm someone new, piecing herself together one steady step at a time. I've started running in the mornings, just a mile around the park, my breath puffing in the cold. It's not about fitness. It's about moving forward, feeling my own strength. The trails lined with bare trees, their branches stark but beautiful, like they're waiting for spring. I used to run from pain, from truth. Now I run towards something, even if I can't name it yet. Each step feels like a promise I'm keeping to myself. At the library, I'm settling into my role as head librarian. The book drive I organized brought in stacks of donations, and I spent yesterday sorting them with Sophie, who's less shy now, her laugh bright. A patron, an older man named Carl, stops by thanking me for a poetry reading I hosted. "You've got a gift for bringing people together," he says. I smile, surprised by how much it means. I'm building something here, not just for me, but for this town, these faces I know by name. Harper and I have a new ritual Saturday breakfast at a diner near the library. We order pancakes, splitting a plate, and talk about school, her soccer team, the stray cat she wants to adopt. Last week she drew a picture at the table, a house with us inside the sun high above. No one else, just us, and it didn't feel empty. She's healing too, her questions about her dad less frequent, her trust in me a quiet strength. I've been volunteering at a community center, helping with a women's group. It's not formal, just a circle of folding chairs, coffee and paper cups, stories shared in low voices. I don't talk much, but listening feels right, like I'm part of something bigger. A woman named June shared last week, her voice steady as she described leaving a toxic marriage. Her eyes met mine, and I nodded, a silent understanding passing between us. I'm not alone in this. Back home, I'm folding laundry when Harper bounds in holding a flyer for a winter fair. "Can we go, Mom?" They have ice skating. Her excitement pulls me in, and I say yes, picturing her wobbling on the rink, her cheeks pink. These moments, small and ordinary, are stitching us back together. I set the flyer on the counter, my fingers lingering on its glossy edge. The snow outside falls thicker now, softening the world, and I feel a calm settle deep like a tide pulling back. The Ohio winter wraps our home in a hush, the snow outside piling soft and steady. I'm Abigail, 34, sitting at the kitchen table, a notebook open before me. Harper's asleep, her fair flyer tucked under her pillow like a treasure. I'm writing a letter to myself, not for now, but for 5 years from today. My pen moves, slow, deliberate, tracing what I hope to be, a woman who trusts her own heart, who builds without fear. I seal it in an envelope, my name inked in quiet promise. Yesterday, Aaron called, his voice hesitant, asking to meet. I agreed, not out of hope, but clarity. We sat at a coffee shop, the air sharp with cinnamon and frost. He apologized, his words clumsy, raw. "I messed up, Abby. I see it now." I listened, my hands steady around my mug. I didn't forgive him, not fully, but I didn't need to. "Take care of yourself," I said, and left the door's bell chiming behind me. That was enough. At the community center, I spoke at the women's group for the first time. My voice shook as I shared my story. The betrayal, the envelope, the slow climb back. Tessa, a newer member, interrupted, her tone sharp. "How do you just move on?" Her eyes held pain, a mirror to my own months ago. I paused, then said, "You don't. You carry it, but you choose what it means." She nodded, her face softening, and I felt a weight lift, like I'd given us both permission to heal. Harper and I went to the winter fair today, her skates wobbling on the ice. I held her hand, our breaths clouding in the cold. She fell, laughed, and got up, her resilience a light I follow. We sipped cocoa after her stories tumbling out, and I saw a future where we're whole, not despite the past, but because of it. I'm not defined by Aaron's choices anymore. I'm defined by mine. The lesson isn't loud or grand. It's this: pain can hollow you out, but it also carves space for something new. I chose myself not with anger, but with quiet resolve, and that choice rebuilt me. It's not about winning or being right. It's about knowing you're enough, even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. I'm still learning, but I'm here standing in my own truth, and that's more than I ever thought possible. What moment made you realize your own strength? Share it below. I'd love to hear. If this story touched you, give it a like, subscribe for more, or pass it to someone who needs it. Thank you for listening, truly. Here's to healing, to new beginnings, and to you wherever you are tonight.